please try not to take the following rock joke for granted. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Today, only Malicos would like the joke I just told you guys. But we're going to talk about the best 5v5 defensive teams and offensive teams. They're in separate videos. You can find the offensive teams video linked in the video description or at the end of this video. Please be sure to watch both of them. This is the last 5v5 season that we'll probably have before Relic Delta messes with the natural order of things. So enjoy it as best you can, folks. Huge shout out to my patrons, by the way. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support, folks. Really appreciate every single one of you. And I am, folks, if you've been interested in joining my Patreon at some point, consider it now. I'm going to be opening it for limited coaching. Hit me up on Discord. I haven't updated the profiles or levels to include the limited coaching stuff yet, but it will be there eventually. Hit me up on Discord if you don't want to join without knowing what you're getting into. But one of the things I will be doing is sending people screenshots of my defenses and then helping you adapt your defenses to that. And at higher levels, you'll get like advice on how to beat certain teams, etc. Hit me up, guys. I would love to work with you. I've already coached a couple people into Kyber 1, actually. Since I started testing on that a couple months ago. So anyways, huge shout out to the people who want to support this channel for free as well. Please like, subscribe, comment, mount the algorithm, guys. And then I am tons of announcements today. I am also putting out an off meta counters video that will be linked in the video description when it's done. It should be done this week. The old one is still accurate-ish. It's just missing a couple Galactic Legends. So, let's talk about the teams on defense, guys. So we lost a few teams that were just like pretty stupid and annoying, and they didn't really get replaced that much. Like there was a really crazy one for Supreme Leader Kylo, well, Pointy Teeth Rey, but that one is gone, and instead we have a First Order one that's really good with Supreme Leader Kylo, but it's not as good. And so there's a few decision points that we're gonna have to make here. And there's a few things that we can do to kind of make our opponents really struggle on defense or on offense as well. Like taking some of their counters that would normally work for them and just kind of throwing them in the trash this season. So first off, Jabba on defense, there are a lot of things that counter Jabba, and he doesn't have a particularly strong Datacron. You could just use the Swordicron like we've been using to stop Wampa from destroying you. Otherwise, if you don't want to use the Swordicron for one reason or another, you could just use a really high potency Datacron on this team, but yeah, Wampa doesn't work on this team if you have super duper high potency on it to start with. So, well, at least not this season. And Wampacron's going away after this season. So the next one is Rey. And okay, so look, I know like the age-old question, really, like who's the actual Galactic Legend here? Is it Rey, Ahsoka, or is it Ezra Bridger? Because he's really the guy who kind of determines which team is overpowered. Now, I do actually think that Rey shouldn't go with Ezra this time, because Ezra should go with Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, because if you get the light side to have a new Datacron set that the level 3 gives one of your characters like 100% turn meter, basically. If you get that one and you remod your team so that General Syndulla, as Thrawn would pronounce it, if you make her the weakest, that means she's going to go first, and her first move is going to be Fracture. Now, that isn't destructive to like all the teams that are out there. The thing that makes this really strong is the two teams out there that destroy this squad, like in just like every time. Right now, it's You can use Zori, Fin Zori, which is an old team that is just really good at destroying this team for turn meter, with turn meter shenanigans, or the Great Mother's squad. And both of them rely on not getting fractured right away by Hera. And so if she gets 100% turn meter, you can't really bypass that. I talked for a long time. Huge shout out, by the way, to Tom Ferd, who is a really top level player. He's awesome. I always consult with him making these videos because he's a really good player and he knows what he's talking about. Great theory crafter. So, anyways, we owe him our lives. No, we don't, but we do owe him. Thanks. Say thanks to Tom in the comments, guys. Anyways, she's going to stop the majority of the off-meta counters this season, guys. Like, she's just gonna cold stop it. And will Leia still be able to beat this team? Yeah, absolutely. Will all the other counters that usually beat Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano beat her still? Yes. Yeah, this doesn't make the team stronger. It just stops the annoying teams from being able to, like the cheap teams from being able to beat her, which means you have to use something consequential to beat her as a Galactic Legend, which means putting Ezra on the team is good because the Rey team is still strong. I'm not totally sure. I'm testing I'll be testing this season to see if the Rey team she gets her ult all the time, so she might just time a lot of people out in fives, but I want to test and see if Baylan easily beats her or if he just times out every time. That's a big question mark for this season, but I do think that Rey, with this specific comp, no, we don't have the Barriss Kron anymore, but this is, after doing a ton of research, this is the team that gets the most holds against the most things and changes the equations the most. This is the team that you want to play on defense, and Kenobi is actually doesn't need to go with Jedi Master Kenobi because you typically want fives or Hermit Yoda or Hermit Grandmaster Yoda on that team anyways in his slot. For Supreme Leader Kylo reasons, but this team on defense, will it stop everything? No, but it has a decent hold rate against the really common off-meta counters as well. You can tell that I've been working on my off-meta counters video and have all the numbers because after looking at all the stuff and crunching numbers, it's been like the whole project this week, and I've put a huge amount of time into that video, into building it. This is like the best team on defense, and it's not going to hold against all the things, but it is going to mess with some people. And Ahsoka, Galactic Legend Ahsoka, is just not in the same place. If you take Ezra off of this team, she's nothing. She just gets destroyed by a ton of stuff. If you take Ezra off of the Rey team, she still holds against a lot of stuff and causes issues. So we'll see. Okay, Lord Vader. So I think, yeah, he does fine on offense. He really does. We don't have any of the clone. We don't have any of the clone crons anymore, but that's fine. Lord Vader got a good thick cron that he can use. You can put a bunch of protection on his squad as well, and it makes it so that unless someone wants to use Bo-Katan with the Rolo cron, I think the Rolo cron is still going to be able to get Bo-Katan past Lord Vader. They have to hurt their defense to do that because the Rolocron's really good on defense as well, and you're gonna want to. And otherwise, if they don't have Bo-Katan to beat Lord Vader, then what's gonna beat Lord Vader? Like, there's a few, like Leia will beat it pretty consistently. That there's a few squads that'll do it, but they're all like Galactic Legend level. Like Lord Vader ends up being really nice on defense this season, I think. And yeah, he'll be really nice on offense as well, but I think that he's going to be better on defense and cause more question marks because already, okay, we have to kill Ahsoka with what? With like Leia or something, right? Great. What are we going to kill Rey with? Well, hopefully some off-meta thing, but they're not super high win percentages against this particular build. So maybe we have to use another Galactic Legend. Who knows? Like Supreme Leader Kylo. Great. Okay, so what do we use against Lord Vader? Well, we already used Leia. We already used Supreme Leader Kylo. We don't have the Rolocron available. I don't know what we use against Lord Vader. Like it just turns, like, you can use Jedi Master Luke to kill some of the ads and like two-shot it, multi-shot, but that's so inefficient and rough in a season that's going to tend toward being a more efficiency-based season. So we'll have to see how it all rolls out. But I do think Lord Vader's going to cause some serious issues this season because all of the really easy counters for him are kind of gone. I guess the one other factor is if people keep Maz Kanata for offense, I think she beats this Lord Vader team. We don't know yet. I think she does, depending on how well she can get past, how quickly she can get past Scorch. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That we may end up having to keep him for offense instead. Come watch me live, guys. I have a lot of I have a lot of big plans for this season. Actually, it should be really interesting. Okay, so. And all the links are in the video description. Hondo is going to be on defense this season as well. We have a good Pirate Cron, and I think we just stay with the teams that CG has prescribed, at least to start with. We may end up toward, sometime in the mid-season or end of season, we might end up tweaking these teams a little bit, but as of right now, I just don't see much reason to change the teams as prescribed by CG. I just think that Pirate King Hondo with a good Hondo Cron, or with a good Pirate level 6, and then you can use a Brutus Cron, or no, you want the Silvo Cron. That's what you really want. In 5s, you really want the Silvo Cron, come to think of it. Didn't do much in 3s, but in 5s, I think it will. I think this team is going to be really frustrating to get through for a lot of teams, or a few Galactic Legends will beat it. So we'll have to see exactly what beats it. But then Maz is going to be frustrating. I don't even know what beats Maz on defense this season. Like she's just so new. We've never seen her in 5s, and it just dominated in 3s in a lot of ways. I'm very interested to see how Maz does. I mean, I'm wondering if Great Mothers just pick it up pretty easily, or like Queen Amidala or something. I'm not really sure, but Maz Kanata is going to be pretty good on defense, at least to start. I think a lot of people are going to be frustrated trying to get through it. So if you have Maz and this team, that's what I would do. Supreme Leader Kylo on defense. Okay, so we've got 2 stretch goals, guys. If you want to have just a ridiculously strong defense, you can put both of these teams down, or one of them or none of them, depending on what your own preferences and needs are for the season. Of course, the Seer team is going to be needed. Like one of the things that people have speculated on is, can we use the Seer team to take out Hondo? And if you can, then maybe we want the Seer team for offense. Also, the Seer team beats like Inquisition pretty well, and so we could do that. Or this team is also like, what beats this team easily? There's not really a team out there that doesn't fear it a little bit. Well, maybe a couple of them, but they're like Galactic Legends that you don't want to have to spend to kill a rock slinging maniac. Honestly, so if you can put this on defense, then great. I will totally understand if you can't afford to do that. If you need this to kill like Rey, I mean, hopefully it's still not a huge win percentage against Rey, and you might just time out against a Rey team that gets ults like every time she takes a turn, basically. Similarly, Supreme Leader Kylo, he's actually really strong on defense. There's not a ton of teams that can beat him, like maybe Kenobi. Possibly. We'll see how easy that is. Maybe Bane, some versions of Bane, depending. But this team is okay. It's great on defense. It's great on offense. It's just you're gonna have to choose that. Like, what do you want it to be? Like when you start a video game, you have to choose hard mode. Do you want legendary mode? Do you want easy mode, like storytelling mode? It's your choice. These are the 2 teams, in my opinion, that kind of will sway that. Like that decision is based on these 2 teams, because they'll really tilt your defense in one really strong direction or another. And then so Sith Eternal Emperor, I mean, we'll have to see. It's possible that Sith Eternal plus Bane will kill the Hondo team consistently. We just don't have enough data right now to be able to tell. But if that's the case, we might want to keep Sith Eternal for offense. I'm not really sure. Keep Malgus to take out the Mace teams that are out there. But otherwise, Sith Eternal Emperor is pretty good on defense with this team. Like, granted, it does die to a certain number of things, but not as many things as you might think. I got a lot of holds with this team last season, if I remember correctly. Let's see, Mace And company, you just put them on defense, because I ask all the theory crafters what to do with Mace, and they're all like, well, it's not that good, just put him on defense. So I guess that's just what we've got to do. He doesn't have a million counters that are really consistent, though, guys, so putting him on defense isn't the worst thing. Some of the teams, like Traya, will beat this team pretty consistently, but if your opponent's already used Traya, if you could put this team like in the back zone or something like that, force them to use Traya, or if they put Traya on defense, which a lot of people still do that, then this team suddenly becomes an order of magnitude more challenging to beat. Ironically, Inquisition do not do well against this Mace team. Alright, next we have Queen Amidala. I'll probably put the Jawa on them just to make them super resilient and frustrating to deal with. And they lost the Krennic Kron, and so they're not killing every single thing in the whole world this season. So putting them on defense, like there's some solid counters against them these days. And if your opponent is, if you want to, I mean, if you want to make it so that your opponent can't use Great Mothers for something, I guess you could put this team on the front zone, and then in the back zone, put the thing that you don't want them to use it on, like your really weak Ahsoka team, for instance. You could do something like that, or you could put your Ahsoka team in the front and bait their Great Mothers, and once they lose, then they won't have Great Mothers to kill your Queen Amidala team. But one way or another, a lot of people still don't know how to use Great Mothers against Queen Amidala as well, so that kind of helps. Grandmaster Yoda's good on this team too, guys, instead of Echo when it's on defense, for what it's worth. Okay, so Saw, without like a really specifically strong Datacron, the Saw team is still kind of a problem on defense, though it does lose to teams like Baylan. It can even lose to like CLS, depending on what the comp is, like how good their CLS team is, if they know what they're doing. But if you want to put the Rolocron here, of course, that, like I was talking about before, that you have to make that decision. If you want the Rolocron for, and this might have been on the offensive teams video, if you want to save the Rolocron to use on with Bo-Katan to kill Lord Vader, that's great. I think that's going to work this season. But then your Saw team is going to be greatly diminished, and it's going to lose to everything. Otherwise, this Saw team just deletes so many things with the Rolocron. So it's your choice. Take it or leave it. Saw team is still recommended for defense. The Trench team with the Trench Kron, put it on defense, lose to Gun Guns potentially, or this team might honestly be able to beat Gun Guns. We'll have to see how everything shakes out. The Kron is pretty strong. I mean, obviously it's like really strong in territory wars where Trench is pretty dominant, but it's still a strong enough Datacron that this team could go on defense conceivably and still hold against a few things. The Qui-Gon team on defense, guys, you know the drill. I mean, it's going to just lose to Dark Trooper Moff Gideon every time if you keep placing it. But if they don't have a Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, or you need another filler team, this team does well. We talked about this a lot in the offense-defensive teams video. If you want to put this on defense, you probably want to put you want to put Inquisition down with Merrick if you want him on defense. And then you're nerfing your Baylan team so much that it's not going to counter that much, so you may as well put Baylan on defense as well without Merrick. And obviously, apparently I didn't change the team comps here, so you'll have to read between the lines. But you can put both of them on defense. I'm not convinced that this is really going to be that strong. Like, the Baylan team just dies to, like, Bad Batch. And everyone's got Bad Batch now because they got it for the stupid raid. And so Baylan will just fall. And then the third sister team will still just die to, like, Seer Malicos or Galactic Legend. So it's not like a transcendent, amazing couple of teams on defense. They're not going to get you a ton of holds. Keeping them for offense makes more sense, but if you need more teams on defense, this can be a viable way to do it, to draw out some teams. General Skywalker, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's not a great team, but if you need a filler team that could potentially steal some banners, Skywalker will do it, potentially. Or he'll just lose to, like, say, the Eternal Emperor and give your opponent, like, 4 extra banners. That'll be fun. I'm cheering for you. And then, look, if you... there's no, like, great reason to put this on defense, unless you just really need a filler team. You can put Sortie with them. I don't recommend it, but you can do it, guys. Or you could just put, like, Cup with a bunch of just random crap as well. You could put a Cup full of crap. on defense as well. I don't know, your choice, but one way or another, those are the teams I recommend for defense this season. Let me know what teams do you want to use this season that you think are underrated on defense or offense. I would love to hear, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, there prevails. Take care, folks.